Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Captain Shock here. Today I'm bringing you the top 10 perks in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now it's going to be very interesting. In the background there is some Weevil gameplay using the Elite setup that I spoke about in a previous video. And I'll leave a link in the description for that video, make sure to check it out. So what are the top 10 perks in Black Ops 3? Well, let's start off with number 10. Number 10 is the perk called Ghost. Now I know what you're thinking, Ghost? Seriously? I thought Ghost was supposed to be really good. But actually Ghost in this game isn't that good compared to Black Ops 1. In Black Ops 1, Ghost was just amazing, top tier, and really effective and strong, possibly overpowered. But in this game it's not that great, and I'll tell you why. The actual description of Ghost is that you cannot be detected by enemy UAVs while moving, planting, or defusing bombs or while controlling score streaks. So that may sound good, but the catch is you have to be constantly moving. And from my experience, sometimes it becomes a bit too much because sometimes you can't full sprint constantly throughout the map. Sometimes you need to slow it down. You need to start walking and not full sprinting. And of course you will show up. So that really is a disadvantage to the perk, but it also balances it as well. You don't want it to be too strong. I do think this perk needs to be optimized slightly though, just to make it a little more effective. Now, number 9. So number 9 is the perk Scavenger. Now the description for this perk is replenish ammo and equipment from enemies killed by non-explosive weapons. Scavenger in this game is actually quite good compared to other scavengers in previous Call of Duties, just due to the fact that it also replenishes tactical and lethal grenades. Now you guys know I don't really use Scavenger in my videos, and that's due to the fact that I think other perks are more worthwhile to use than Scavenger. And to be honest, you can just pick off a weapon off the floor, which will give you the same effect as Scavenger for the most part. And when you kill a lot of people, there's always many guns on the floor to pick up, or if you're using a Kuda, which is a popular weapon in this game, you can also replenish your ammo without using Scavenger if you're using a Kuda as well, just by walking over the weapon. So this is why Scavenger is number 9 on the list. Number 8, the perk called Afterburner. Now Afterburner is used in competitive gameplay quite a lot by the pro players, and it's actually a very good perk for this game. The description for this perk is thrusters have faster recharge rates. So this allows you to make full use of your thrusters in Black Ops 3, and you will have an advantage in air-to-air combat. You will be more agile because you have that extra recharge rate of the thrusters. Also, what makes it very powerful is that you can run on the edges of the map and flank an entire map through that edge, which is very important in competitive play and objective game mode such as uplink. In the right hands, this perk is very powerful, but in public matches it's not that vital as in competitive play, and a lot of us here play public matches, and you can really dominate in public matches without this perk, which is why it comes in at number 8. However, this video is meant for public matches. Number 7. Number 7 is the perk called Blast Suppressor. Now Blast Suppressor is an excellent perk, and the description for it is no minimap signature when thrust jumping. Thruster sound is suppressed. So what that means is when you boost jump, the red circle that emanates usually from it if you're not wearing Blast Suppressor will not show up. And if you look at your minimap, you can usually tell when someone is wronged you jumping because you see that red pulsing circle very quickly show up on the minimap. But Blast Suppressor hides that, and it also suppresses the sound, so you can't really hear when someone's jumping next to you. Again, this is very important in competitive play because pro players are always checking their minimaps, which is what I teach you to do as well. Now, it is also very important in SND or even other game modes such as TDM, Kill Confirm, any other game mode where you're against good players who are checking their minimap. However, the red circular pulse is so quick that most people just don't see it on the minimap, and the minimap is very small as it is. You can definitely dominate in this game without Blast Suppressor, and I did a 70 kill TDM challenge without using Blast Suppressor. So therefore that's why it comes in at number 7. Number 6. So the perk that comes in at number 6 is called Overclock. The description for Overclock is earn your specialist weapon or specialist ability faster. Earning your specialist in this game makes a huge difference. Just by earning your specialist, you can make a huge impact on the game and actually turn games around. Say for example, you're playing a game of Uplink. You have Overclock on and your specialist is kinetic armor. So you're earning the kinetic armor at a faster rate than opponents who's not using Overclock. So therefore, once you put the armor on and you take the ball up and you score the goal, then you earn kinetic armor again at a quicker rate. And kinetic armor gives you a huge advantage in uplink because of course it increases your health and the uplink ball increases your health as well, making you a harder target to kill because you have more health than a normal soldier. So you can see already how good Overclock actually is and how it can make a huge impact on the game. And which is why you often see me using Overclock on my class setups. So number 5. Number 5 is a perk called Sixth Sense. And the description for Sixth Sense is displays a minimap indicator with the direction of nearby enemies. So when you check your minimap, it will show like a red triangle showing the general direction of the enemy. So why is this important? The main reason why this is important is because of situational awareness. Now situational awareness is vital. It is what separates a great player from a good player. It is what separates a 2 KD player from a 4 KD player. Situational awareness is key, and whatever gives you an advantage to get you greater situational awareness, you use that. Don't care what anyone else says, use it. The perk also helps you fight against campers in corners. So when you're rushing and you're one off your streak and some guy is in a corner waiting for you, the Sixth Sense for the most part will go off, which will give you an advantage in time and situational awareness to possibly take him out if you're quick enough. However, the perk doesn't allow you to have a precise location on the target. It just gives you a general direction. So it requires you to check your minimap and just have an idea of where the person is going to be, have a prediction of where the person is going to be. And it can also be countered by hardwired, which is why it comes in at number 5 on the list. Now, number 4 is a perk called hardwired. And what the description is for this perk is immune to counter UAVs, power core, EMP grenade, and smoke screen. Won't trigger trip mines, shock charges, or C4 alarm. Reduce your digital imprint against enemy, tracker, and Sixth Sense perk. So it does a lot. It's a very powerful perk. So because it counters so many stuff in the game, especially annoying stuff such as trip mines and shock charges, this is why it's number 4 on the list. And it's just one perk slot it takes. So it's absolutely an amazing perk. However, the chances of you running into someone or a group of players just abusing shock charges and trip mines, using counter UAVs, EMPs, is not really that high. So this perk is more of a situational perk, which means if there's a situation needing it for it to be used, then you will use it. You'll just have it in the background just in case you need it as one of your class setups. Number 3. Number 3 is the perk called Awareness. Awareness is a great perk, but not as great as you may think, because it's been nerfed a lot. But what it essentially does is, the description says, enemy movements are easier to hear, which means you hear footsteps easier. So again, this perk increases your situational awareness. You want to increase your situational awareness to do very well in this game or in any Call of Duty. If I can hear enemies' footsteps near my vicinity, it can allow me to predict my movements and predict generally where they're coming from, or if they're sneaking up behind me, which I can then turn on them and kill them, hopefully. However, you really can't hear footsteps that loudly as you may think with this perk. You really have to turn your volume up, and I'm sure most of you don't want to be deaf by the time you're 35. So due to the nerfs it has received and a general inconsistency of this perk, that's why it is number 3 on the list. Number 2. Number 2 is a perk called Dead Silence. And the description for this perk is move silently, as the name suggests. So if you're moving, you won't be able to hear your own footsteps, and others around you won't be able to hear your footsteps either. You'll be like a ninja, which is good. It very importantly stops others from hearing your footsteps, so they can't predict where you're moving. If they're using awareness, it's going to be very difficult for them to hear your footsteps. And in my opinion, if you're playing a game like TDM or Kill Confirm, you can't really hear a dead silent user. However, in S&D, some players say that they can hear dead silence users with awareness. When the perk Dead Silence is paired with awareness, it can be very powerful. That combination is very powerful, because you won't hear your own footsteps, but you'll be able to hear the enemy's footsteps for the most part if they're not wearing Dead Silence. If you're playing against good players, you definitely want to use Dead Silence, but for the most part, most players in public matches don't listen out for footsteps and are very unaware in general. Therefore, you can still dominate in public lobbies without using the perk Dead Silence, which is why it comes in at number 2. Number 1. So what perk is number 1? Well, number 1 is the perk called Fast Hands. Now the description for this perk is actually inaccurate, well, the latter part anyway. So the description in the game for this perk is swap weapons faster and aim faster after sprinting. Now the aim faster after sprinting part is not totally accurate. What it actually does is, say for example when you're sprinting, the animation from when the gun is pointing to the ground to when it's brought up medium to the horizon, to the center of the screen, the time it takes for you to do that, if you're using fast stance, is actually quicker. But if you don't have fast stance equipped, that little bit of animation is actually longer. The time it takes that animation to occur is longer. And that's why you always see me using fast stance. It's a must, it's a requirement. This is not a suggestion, that's an order. Use fast hands always. And the pro players always use fast hands as well. It is that important. It is that good. In a gunfight, I don't want my gun to be delayed in raising. That is absolutely ridiculous. And you're really thinking, don't confuse it with quick draw. Quick draw just makes you aim down your sights quicker. That's totally different than fast hands. However, the two pairs good together. At the highest levels, fast hands will always be used, and that's why it is a number 1 perk in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So I hope you enjoyed that video, guys. It took a lot of work and effort. So please do like the video if you enjoyed it, and please do share the video. It will help me grow, and do subscribe if you haven't already. So take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.